Hey everybody, my name is Leisha Berry. I am a wife and mom and woman. I am also an artist, an author, teacher, facilitator. And what I do is I help folks to reclaim their sense of connection and to access their inner wisdom through remembering the big picture. I do this through my play shops, my retreats, my classes and teleclasses, my personal consultations, and my art and writing and speaking, and now through video. I've been guided to break into the video market online. So welcome to my debut video. My prayer in making these videos is that there's something that you hear me say that sparks your own reclamation of your sense of connection and helps you to trust your inner wisdom. So welcome. We're going to be talking about wise ways today. And what do I mean by wise ways? What I mean by wise ways is that it's wise to live in ways that are life-affirming to myself and to the larger whole. And we are certainly being assisted and supported in our adopting of ways that are different than the ways we have been living right now. We have been living in ways that are not necessarily life-affirming for the whole, for all creation, and we're really at a juncture in our human history of needing to decide, is this something that we're going to continue to do or not? And we're in the, monumental consciousness shift. This is not new information. Lots of people are talking about it. But we are really being given a lot of support, a lot of prompts to shift the way we're living into wise ways, into life-affirming ways of living. And we're doing this through the pulses of the heart at the center of the universe, or what I call prime source. Some people say God, goddess, spirit, creator, the Big Bang. Any of those words are interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. What I'm talking about when I say prime source is the source from which everything sprung. And I feel and experience prime source, our source, as being very similar to a human heart. Like the human heart in the body beats and pulses, and with each pulse it's sending information, it's sending a prompt to live, to let go of what's old, to open to what's new, to do whatever it takes to support life. That's the message that comes in these pulses. I feel that prime source is almost like a giant heart in the middle of all creation, and that it also pulses. I experience pulses like a beating heart, and that these pulses are again prompts to live, prompts to let go of what doesn't lead to life, and encouragement to choose life, to choose what is life affirming. My experience has been, since I started to really wake up in 1999 or so, that we had time between pulses to kind of, pulse would come and there would be a change in our lives, and we go, oh my goodness, and we would shift, we would write about it, journal about it, have emotion about it, process the change, maybe incorporate the lesson. And then we had time to do that, but that now the pulses are coming so fast. It's change. They're coming, the interval has increased. I noticed a shift in acceleration at the end of February, beginning of March, and that it's almost this ingenious way to make sure we really get the message that we need to let go of the old way of being and to choose life, to choose what's life affirming. And so this shift that we're all going through, all 7 billion of us were born for these times, right? Because here we are. We are being given these messages, these prompts in the form of these pulses, this information to remember to choose life. And I consider that to be a beautiful thing. I do not see this as being the end of the world or any such thing. I see it as being a really beautiful proof, evidence that we are absolutely supported by the universe and that there is something bigger at work. There's a larger logic. This is what I call the larger logic supporting us, telling us how to shift our lives so that we are moving into a new way of being that is life-affirming. And I say new meaning that it's really an old way that we're remembering, an old way of being more connected and more feminine in our approach, but we're having to adapt it to this new world that we live in. And so in that sense, it's new, but that we're really being given a lot of encouragement and support to do that. Of course, how we respond to it, it means everything. Are we cooperating or are we fighting it, you know? And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to just go over a couple of the shifts that I'm seeing in people's lives, some practical things that I'm seeing. But then in subsequent installments of this video, I'm going to talk about real practical ways that we can work with surrender, the concept of surrender, not everybody's favorite word, and to navigate, you know, these changes in ways that grace and miracles can happen, and that we can actually birth this new world that's coming through us. Whether we're cooperating or not, it's going to happen, but it's going to be a painful experience if we try to resist. So what are some things that we're seeing in terms of the shift? We're definitely seeing life changes in people. We're seeing changes in relationships and geographical locations, illnesses, accidents are happening, deaths, money is being challenged for people who've always had money. Suddenly they're in a money crisis. We're seeing lots of life changes that are ways of getting our attention, you know, ways of us seeing we need to let go of something, whether it's a belief system, a fear, an attachment, a person, a way that we're living. We're really being given a lot of support in that regard. We're also seeing changes in the ways our bodies are responding. Have you noticed some odd aches and pains in your body that you haven't ever experienced before? Or have you noticed sort of an electrical, like an energetic, you know, impulse in strange places in your body that you haven't noticed before, and also weight moving around in different places on the body? We're getting a sense of the rules changing, like the old ways of doing things are not working the way they used to. The old ways of getting what we wanted are not always working anymore, and we're having to find new ways, or being forced to find new ways to get what we need. We're seeing rapid manifestation. We're seeing people thinking about something and boom, 2 days later it shows up. We're seeing also rapid acceleration in our understanding and our awareness of things. So perhaps we've been looking at different spiritual concepts in a very intellectual way, kind of been thinking about it, noodling over it, percolating it, you know, for some years. And what's happening is it's descending into the emotional and physical bodies, into our animal body. And so we're actually incorporating these concepts into the way we live now. It's not just a thought process. It's like suddenly we're changing the way we live. And that's happening very quickly, much less painfully than it used to be. Also noticing that there are miracles and things just dropping in and showing up that are just wonderful and so positive and supportive, you know, things that we never imagined just plopping into our laps. And these are all examples of things that I'm seeing in my clients as well as in my own life. And if we're cooperating with the larger energy, we're cooperating with the larger flow, then we're getting the sense of the miracles. If we're not cooperating, that's when we're having a bit of the trouble. We're going to talk about that in the next video. I'm going to tell you how to navigate that. In the meantime, this is Leisha Berry signing off. Please find out more about my work at www.leishaberry.com. And many blessings as you navigate this change.